Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, where we blend casual conversations with insightful discussions on the latest in technology and gadgets. Today, you've sent us some really interesting articles about some big battles brewing in the tech world. We're talking about a price war that's heating up online and some pretty major moves happening in the world of AI.
Sounds exciting.
Ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's get into it.
Okay, so first up, we've got this face-off happening between Amazon, the king of online shopping, and Temu, this newcomer that's shaking things up.
Right.
You probably know Amazon, but have you heard about Temu?
Yeah, I've seen some ads for them, I think.
They've exploded in popularity in the US this year, becoming the most downloaded free app.
Wow.
All thanks to their super low prices. It's like the bargain bin of the internet.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see how Temu's strategy is putting pressure on a giant like Amazon.
Right. And things are getting spicy. One of the articles you sent mentioned that Amazon is allegedly telling some Chinese merchants to stop listing their products on Temu if they're going to price them lower there.
Oh,
It's like they're saying pick a side.
interesting. It does seem like a pretty bold move. If we think about Amazon's reputation, they've always been known for having a huge selection and competitive prices. So this move could be a way for them to protect their image and make sure customers still see them as the go-to for the best deals.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, if I saw the same product cheaper on Temu, I might start to wonder, why am I even bothering with Amazon anymore?
Exactly. And on top of that, Amazon has put out a statement saying sellers are free to set their own prices and sell wherever they want.
Right.
So it looks like they're trying to walk a tightrope here. They want to maintain control, but they also don't want to alienate their sellers who are attracted to Temu's fast-growing platform.
It's a tricky situation. It
Yeah.
almost feels like a David and Goliath story with Temu playing the underdog, taking on this massive corporation.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? Will Amazon manage to hold its ground? Or is Temu going to keep stealing market share?
It's hard to say for sure. Both companies have their strengths. Amazon has the established infrastructure and customer loyalty, while Temu has this incredible momentum and the allure of rock-bottom prices.
Makes you wonder what people value more, right?
Yeah,
I guess we'll have to wait and see how it all unfolds.
definitely a story to keep an eye on.
For sure.
Yeah. Speaking of competition, you also sent over some articles about another battleground in the world of AI. Things are getting really interesting there too, especially with all the buzz around XAI and their latest funding round. They just raked in a cool $6 billion, which doubled their valuation to a whopping $45 billion.
$6 billion. That's wild. What's making XAI so attractive to investors? Is it just Elon Musk?
Well, having Elon Musk on board definitely doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think investors see XAI as a real contender in the AI race. They're developing some powerful models, and one that caught my eye is Grok. Apparently, they want to use Grok to supercharge the capabilities of Elon Musk's social media platform.
Grok on X. Okay,
Yeah.
Now that has my attention. What would that even look like?
Yeah. Well, from what I've read, Grok is designed to understand and respond to complex questions, and it might even have a bit of a sense of humor, according to Musk. So imagine having this AI integrated into X. You could have real-time fact-checking, personalized content filtering, or even AI-powered debates happening right in your feed. It could change the whole way we interact on social media.
AI debates on X. I don't know if I'm ready for that. It sounds like it could get pretty wild.
Okay.
But speaking of AI advancements, we can't forget about OpenAI. They're making some big moves too, especially when it comes to the safety and ethics of AI, which is something you seem particularly interested in based on the articles you sent.
Yeah, OpenAI has been really focusing on making sure their AI models are aligned with human values. They're using a new process called deliberative alignment for their upcoming O3 model.
Yeah.
It's a pretty fascinating approach. Instead of training the AI on a ton of data labeled as good or bad, they're giving it a set of principles to work with so the AI can reason through different situations and make decisions based on those principles, almost like a moral compass.
So it's like they're trying to bake ethics right into the code.
Exactly. And that's just one piece of the puzzle. They're also using techniques like synthetic data generation, which is basically creating artificial data to train the AI without using real personal information. And they're using reinforcement learning to fine-tune the model, rewarding it for making safe and ethical choices. It's a multi-layered approach to make sure their AI is not only intelligent, but also responsible.
It sounds like both XAI and OpenAI are really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI, but in very different ways. It's almost like we're watching two different philosophies of AI development play out in real time. One focused on expanding capabilities and integration, and the other on prioritizing safety and ethical considerations. It really makes you think about what the future holds for AI and how it's going to impact our lives.
It's a fascinating time to be witnessing this technological revolution,
Hmm.
and the choices these companies make now will have ripple effects for years to come.
It's almost a bit overwhelming,
Yeah.
you know? Like on one hand, it's exciting to see all this innovation happening, but on the other hand, it's a little bit scary to think about the potential downsides.
I understand what you mean. It's important to be aware of both the potential benefits and risks as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder, what does all of this mean for us, the everyday people using these platforms and technologies?
That's the key question, isn't it? When we think about the Amazon and Temu battle, it's interesting to consider how their strategies might impact you as a shopper.
Hmm.
Are you drawn to the convenience and familiarity of Amazon, even if it means potentially paying a bit more?
Hmm.
Or are you all about finding the absolute lowest price, even if it means venturing into new online territory with Temu?
You know, I've definitely been tempted by some of those Temu prices.
Yeah,
It's hard to resist a good bargain.
for sure.
But then I start to think, okay, but what about quality? And where's this stuff even coming from? Makes you realize there's always a trade-off, right?
Exactly. And as we discussed, there are potential implications for sellers, too. If Amazon continues to pressure merchants to match Temu's prices, it could squeeze their profit margins and make it harder for them to compete. It's a complex ecosystem with a lot of moving parts.
And then you've got the AI side of things, which feels even more mind-boggling. Like, how do we even begin to wrap our heads around the potential impact of AI on our lives?
It is a lot to take in, but I think it's important to remember that AI is ultimately a tool.
Yeah.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Right.
The key is to ensure that its development and deployment are guided by ethical considerations and a focus on benefiting humanity as a whole.
It sounds like both xAI and OpenAI are at least trying to be mindful of those ethical considerations, even if they're approaching it from different angles.
Yes, and it's encouraging to see that. But it's also important for us as the users of these technologies to stay informed and engaged in the conversation. We need to ask critical questions, demand transparency from these companies, and hold them accountable for creating AI that serves us all, not just a select few.
Yeah, it's almost like we're at a crossroads over.
Yeah.
We have this incredible technology with the potential to revolutionize so many aspects of our lives, but we also have a responsibility to steer it in the right direction.
Well said. The choices we make today will determine what the future of AI looks like. Will it be a force for good, helping us solve some of the world's biggest challenges? Or will it exacerbate existing inequalities and create new problems we haven't even anticipated?
Big questions indeed. And honestly, I don't have the answers, but that's what makes all of this so fascinating, right? It's a journey into the unknown, full of possibilities and potential pitfalls.
It certainly keeps things interesting.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the tech world for today.
It has been a fascinating conversation.
We've covered a lot of ground, from Amazon's battle with Temu to the mind-blowing advancements in AI. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, always a pleasure.
Thanks for tuning in to Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.